Hello my brothers and sisters of the order. Welcome back to another video on Horror October. And today we are talking about none other than El Silbón, the Whistler. The story of El Silbón is known to be a forgotten tale, but in such it is mainly remembered in the area of Latin America, mainly in Los Llanos, Venezuela. This region of which it is stated that the story had come from, sometime during the mid-1800s. And in such, the story is stated to have more than one variation. However, three of which are known to actually be kept speaking of, more than time itself. It is said that the first one, which was the main one that pretty much everyone believed, that a spoiled child got everything he wanted. His parents never said no, and in such, the spoiled boy could only need to cry in order to get his parents' approval. One day it was stated that the boy wanted his father to catch deer for dinner, but it is said when the father returned empty-handed after hours of searching, the boy was said to have killed his father with his own hunting knife and took out his father's entrails so his mother would cook them. Another version of the story, which mostly is more believable, is that a boy was said to have fallen in love with a prostitute, and in such the father killed her because the fact she was impure. The boy was stated to have fallen enraged with his father and killed him. However, there is another variation of this story, but it's more shows that his father is more evil than one thinks. And it says that the boy was said to have married a beautiful woman, the love of his life, and in such the father was said to have his way with her, only to then have his son kill him soon after. However, this always leads to the same fate, and in which the boy would be flogged by his own grandfather, and in such even have poured alcohol and lemon and lime juice into his wounds to have it sting for the rest of his life. And then he would have the sack filled with his own father's bones placed on the boy's back, and then he would be forced to run through the woods, only to have his grandfather's dogs chase after him and gnaw at him and devour him. In which it's said that the grandfather curses his grandson for eternity to carry his father's bones for what he had done. The boy had no longer become known as the boy, but a tall, lengthy, thin figure known as El Silbón. He is known to make a ghastly whistle, that in which it's said the further it sounds, the closer he is. He is said to mainly go after drunks, prostitutes, and even womanizers, the very people that in which caused him his very curse to begin with. Drunks mainly because of alcohol, because of his grandfather, prostitutes because of the woman he loved, and womanizers because of his own father. This is the story of El Silbón and how he is cursed to roam the region of Venezuela. He could only be driven off by said a pack of dogs, and in which is said because of the very dogs that gnawed at him. It's also stated that during the night he is stated to be heard counting his bones, for if one hears them counting the bones from his sack, then you and your family are safe. However, if you fail to awaken as soon as you hear this, before the morning rises, then one of your family members has died. El Silbón is what you might call a creature of habit, and in such he is also known to even go after innocent people. But in such, El Silbón even has that characteristic of a long, tall, lengthy figure, in which wears a type of Venezuelan type hat, and which was mostly worn by cattle ranches, and in which these men were famously known to have committed to a type of form of the Venezuelan Revolution against Spain. This is why he is mainly known to have worn this type of figure. However, the main reason is during the 1800s. This was the major type form of any type of person living in that area. However, the reason why we understand this story is known to us is because this is a type of tale to tell oneself never to commit to any form of fornication, or as well prostitution, drunkenness, or as well womanizing, in which these are the ones he mainly goes after. And in such, one must never be out after nightfall, otherwise he will find you and track you down to your home. El Silbón is known far and wide in Venezuela, and in such, when history came to it, even the late Venezuelan president himself had even once spoken about this, stating him as what you might call a mythical hero to Venezuela. I hope every one of you found that helpful. If any of you have any ideas for our next video, please let me know that in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more, and click that bell button for more notifications. Check out more of our Horror October videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.